conference, that original press conference, and what you said then about being the special one. Special.
I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
That you get home and your wife is at home and she says, "Oh, the special one's in. Sit down, special one. Tea's on the table."
I'm the last one.
Love him or hate him, he is one of the greatest managers of all time. Jose Mourinho is box office. Let's dive into the 20 times Jose Mourinho shocked the world. Zlatan Ibrahimović is renowned for his arrogance and fearless on the football pitch, making him someone no one dares to mess with. During his time at Inter Milan, Mourinho showed Ibrahimović who is the boss. In the 60 minutes against Siena, Inter Milan is already leading 2-0 and is already crowned as the champion before the match. Zlatan Ibrahimović wanted to leave the game and signaled it to the sideline. But Mourinho refused and instead sent off Figo in the 63 minutes. Ibrahimović was then spotted complaining, "We are the champions already. I helped the team to make you champions. Now nobody's helping me. I want to come off now." Instead, Mourinho took Balotelli out of the game in the 74 minutes. In the 76 minutes, Ibrahimović scored and he thought Mourinho will take him out finally, but Mourinho took goalkeeper Caesar out in the 78 minutes and almost tell Ibrahimović his decision. Mourinho refused to substitute Ibrahimović because he knew the Swedish star had been out partying the night before. This decision highlighted Mourinho's unique ability to manage star players. By keeping Ibrahimović on the pitch, Mourinho sent a clear message that no one was above the team, even a superstar like Zlatan. But sometimes Mourinho did his mind game in a funnier way. Here come number 19. After Chelsea's 2-1 win over Liverpool, instead of a typical post-match press conference, Mourinho decided to interrupt David Luiz's interview. He jokingly accused Luiz
for Chelsea.
This guy got the yellow card to be suspended against Southampton and goes to Portugal to enjoy.
So are you saying, Jose Mourinho, that this player got himself booked deliberately so that he can go away to Portugal?
I'm making fun. They did fantastic, man. But now you can go to Portugal.
Luiz, initially unsure if Mourinho was serious, looked shocked. But Mourinho soon gave the Brazilian a hug. Jose Mourinho never fails to deliver. He knows how to manage player well. And Mourinho should have known David Luiz's trick well cause he has been using it. Throwback to when Mourinho was managing Real Madrid, he told Alonso and Ramos to both get yellow cards so they would enter the knockout rounds without the risk of getting suspended. This show is the master tactician and a great planner when it comes to the game of football. He will do everything necessary to win, simply prime Mourinho. In the next occasion, John Terry showed that Mourinho even know the game rule better than the referee. John Terry revealed an incredible rule Jose Mourinho taught his Chelsea players to waste time when winning. Terry said,
"Remember, the rule was that if you was one up and a ball got brought into the box, so delivered into the box, and if two defenders went up together and both went down on the floor after, you both didn't have to go off the field of play." So it was like last 10-15 minutes when this happened, he used to sit me and Gary Cahill down and go, "When the ball comes in the box, make sure you both go down." So kind of bump into each other, both go down because you can't go off. And we're going, we've never heard of that rule, ever. So ball comes over, we're winning 1-0, last 10 minutes, head it away, Gaz goes down and I'm like, I best go down. So I've dropped to the floor, get up, and the ref says, "You two off the pitch." And I'm going, no, that's not the rule. Check with the linesman. Yeah, you're right. You both stay on. It's like Mourinho was so far ahead with those little bits, and you're talking like small margins.
Incredible! But the next story told by Mourinho, former player in Porto, is so heartwarming that you simply can't miss. Candido Costa fondly remembered a moment when Jose Mourinho gave him the debut. Mourinho called Costa to play for the club just hours after the birth of his son. In the final 2 minutes of the game against Espanyol, players can pocket appearance fee for getting minutes on the pitch, and Mourinho called on Costa. Before sending him in, Mourinho grabs Costa by the neck as if he was telling something about the game. Instead, Mourinho points with his finger and says, "It's for the baby's milk. You deserve it. You are a good person." Costa recalled, "I went in, I didn't even touch the ball, and it was over. I received the appearance bonus in full. It didn't make me richer, but I was touched." This small but thoughtful gesture explained why so many players said they'd go to war for Mourinho. In the competitive world of football, he knew how to make his player feel appreciated. Stay on. This is a moment that Jose Mourinho introduced himself to the world, the 2004 Champions League triumph with FC Porto. When Mourinho took over Porto in 2002, few expected them to challenge Europe's elite. But by 2004, he had led them to the Champions League final against AS Monaco. Porto's 3-0 victory stunned the world, especially no one expected a Portugal team to win the Champions League. Mourinho's tactical mastermind and ability to galvanize his squad show that this victory was no fluke, but the beginning of the era of Jose Mourinho. Fresh off his Champions League success, Mourinho took over at Chelsea in 2004. At his unveiling, Mourinho delivered the iconic line,
Please don't call me arrogant because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
It was a bold declaration that shocked the English media and the world. Mourinho backed up his words by leading Chelsea to their first league title in 50 years, setting a then-record 95 points and conceding just 15 goals in the process. His confidence and ability to deliver immediate success left the football world in awe. And this was just the start of Mourinho's dominance. In the 2010 Champions League semi-final, Mourinho's Inter Milan faced Pep Guardiola's invincible Barcelona. After winning the first leg 3-1, Inter had to defend their lead at Camp Nou. Down to 10 men for much of the match, Mourinho's Inter executed a defensive masterclass, famously parking the bus to hold Barcelona to a 1-0 win, advancing 3-2 on aggregate. Not much team can defend the attack of Prime Barcelona in Camp Nou with 10 players. Mourinho is probably the one and the only one. The final whistle saw a moment that Mourinho couldn't contain his emotions. He sprinted across the pitch in wild celebration, running straight toward the section of Barcelona fans in response to the intense hostility he had faced at the Camp Nou. Barcelona's goalkeeper Victor Valdés rushing to confront Mourinho, trying to stop the celebration. The confrontation between Valdés and Mourinho added an extra layer of drama to an already heated rivalry, making this moment one of the most memorable in Mourinho's career. In 2010, Mourinho did the unthinkable by leading Inter Milan to a historic treble, winning the Serie A, Coppa Italia, and UEFA Champions League in the same season. The crowning moment came in the Champions League final, where Inter defeated Bayern Munich 2-0, with Mourinho's tactical masterclass on full display. The victory marked Inter's first European title in 45 years and solidified Mourinho's reputation as one of the greatest managers in football history. Mourinho's farewell from Inter after this triumph also made headlines, as he left the club for Real Madrid at the pinnacle of success. While Mourinho's brilliance on the pitch is undisputed, his time in Spain was marked by controversy. In 2011, during the Spanish Super Cup, a melee broke out between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Amidst the chaos, Mourinho was caught on camera poking Barcelona assistant coach Tito Vilanova in the eye. It was a moment that highlighted the intense rivalry between the two clubs and Mourinho's willingness to go to extreme lengths in the heat of battle. Controversial? Yes. But it is also the only moments that Mourinho committed he is wrong. I shouldn't have done what I did. Of course not. That negative image stays forever. Tito had nothing to do with it. I apologize to him, the former Real Madrid coach says. And while that moment was a low point for Mourinho, it's far from the only time he's made headlines. Let's dive into another unforgettable incident that perfectly captures the unpredictable nature of the special one. In November 2018, after Manchester United's dramatic 2-1 victory over Juventus in the Champions League, Mourinho sparked controversy by holding up 3 fingers to the home crowd, representing the treble he won with Inter Milan in 2010, which included knocking Juventus off their perch in Italy. The gesture irritated Juventus fans and reignited old rivalries, showcased the love towards Inter Milan still existed even years after leaving Serie A. Mourinho's 3 fingers became a symbol of his competitive spirit and his love towards the former club he managed. One of the most remarkable achievements in Jose Mourinho's career is his incredible home unbeaten record. Over 9 years, from 2002 to 2011, Mourinho managed to go 150 home games across 4 different clubs, Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid, without suffering a single defeat. This accomplishment highlights his tactical brilliance, thorough planning, and ability to instill a fortress mentality in his teams. The record is yet to be broken and will probably never be broken. It established Mourinho as one of the most formidable managers in the history of the game. In March 2014, after a controversial defeat against Aston Villa, Jose Mourinho delivered one of his most iconic lines during a press conference.
Really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
This statement was a masterclass in media management. By choosing his words carefully, Mourinho managed to convey his displeasure without directly criticizing the referees, avoiding potential disciplinary action. The phrase quickly became legendary, reflecting Mourinho's ability to control his anger and express his disappointment. This quote is a prime example of his brilliance. After Manchester United's 3-0 loss to Tottenham Hotspur, Mourinho delivered a memorable post-match outburst demanding respect from the media. He passionately reminded everyone of his 3 Premier League titles, holding up 3 fingers and repeatedly saying,
Respect, man, respect.
This display was shocking, especially when it came at a moment when he was under significant pressure. Mourinho's demand for respect was vintage, making the world shocked once again. In 2006, ahead of a crucial Champions League clash between Chelsea and Barcelona, controversy erupted over the condition of the Stamford Bridge pitch. Mourinho was accused of deliberately having the pitch left in poor condition to hinder Barcelona's fluid, passing game. The tactic, whether intentional or not, sparked heated debates across the football world. Barcelona's players and staff were furious, accusing Mourinho of unsportsmanlike conduct. The incident was a classic example of Mourinho's willingness to push the boundaries to gain an advantage, even if it meant bending the rules. Iker Casillas is Real Madrid's icon, the beloved captain and one of the best goalkeepers in the world in 2012. However, Jose Mourinho made the shocking decision to bench Iker Casillas. This move sent shockwaves through the football world. Mourinho's choice was controversial not only because of Casillas' status, but also because it risked destabilizing the dressing room. Despite the backlash, Mourinho stuck to his decision, showcasing his willingness to make tough choices, showing a strong message to his team that no player was untouchable. In 2014, Mourinho reignited his rivalry with Arsenal's Arsène Wenger by labeling him a...
Do you have a fear of
You know,
failure?
he is a specialist in failure.
The comment was shocking, sparking a war of words between the two managers. Mourinho's jibe was seen as crossing a line, but it also showcased his willingness to take all the media pressure on himself so that his player can play in a relatively pressure-free atmosphere. The quote became infamous. Mourinho's sparring with Wenger was just one of many rivalries where he used mind games to his advantage. Hold on, the last one is even more fierce. In November 2016, during a crucial Champions League match against Young Boys, Mourinho's Manchester United secured a late goal that ensured their spot in the knockout stages. Overcome with emotion, Mourinho dramatically kicked over a crate of water bottles in celebration. This sudden outburst took everyone by surprise, that showed just how much the game means to him. Fans and commentators couldn't stop talking about it, as it perfectly captured Mourinho's love for winning. Mourinho's water bottle celebration is nothing when compared to the next one. His passion and devotion for winning almost killed himself. One of the most craziest moments in Jose Mourinho's career came during Chelsea's 2005 Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. Mourinho was serving a touchline ban and wasn't allowed in the stadium due to prior indiscretions against FC Barcelona. But Mourinho, never one to back down easily, reportedly found a way to defy the ban. It's said that on the day of the match, Mourinho arrived at Stamford Bridge well before anyone else and hid in the dressing room in order to give the pre-match and halftime team talk. He recalled,
I go to the dressing room during the day, so I was there.
Yeah.
So I'm there since midday, and the game is 7 o'clock, and I just want to be in the dressing room when the players arrive. So I go there, nobody see me. The problem was to leave after, okay? And Stuart put me in the basket. And takes, but that basket, the metal one, the hard one, puts me there.
One that goes in the plate.
And I go there with a little bit open so I could breathe. But when Stuart is taking that outside the dressing room, outside the stadium, the UEFA guys following all these guys that were saying that I was there, they were there desperate to find me. So when I was there, Stuart closed the box.
You couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe. When he opened the box, I was dying. I was serious. I was claustrophobic and I was. I promise. I promise.
You should have punched some balls in the top of that.
I was really close there.
Mourinho's creativity in evading a UEFA ban was mastermind, but his devotion to win, even at the risk of suffocating, has never been talked enough. During a Champions League match against Olympiacos in 2019, a Tottenham Hotspur ball boy played a crucial role in helping the team equalize by quickly returning the ball, allowing Spurs to take a fast throw-in that led to a goal. Mourinho, who was Spurs manager at the time, shocked everyone by running over to the boy to give him a high five and a hug. This act of appreciation went viral and was praised for its heart warmth, showing a softer side of Mourinho that many had never seen before. Jose Mourinho also invited 15-year-old ball boy Callum Hines to join the side's pre-match meal ahead of the Premier League fixture against AFC Bournemouth to say thanks for his helping hand in Harry Kane's equalizing goal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Mourinho's gesture highlighted his ability to connect with people even in the heat of the moment and left fans smiling. May 22, 2010 is a date that Jose Mourinho will never forget, as it marked one of the most emotional moments in his career. On that day, his Inter Milan team faced Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. Rumors were already swirling that this might be Mourinho's last match with Inter and he is joining Real Madrid. Thanks to Diego Milito's 2 goals, the Italians celebrated a historic victory, lifting the Champions League trophy for the first time since 1965. Yet, amid the joy, the special one-foot couldn't bring himself to go back to the dressing room with his players, as he knew that he was set to leave the club and would be managing Real Madrid in the next season. Speaking in 2020, Mourinho admitted that he ran away from his players after the match. "I didn't go back to the dressing room because I didn't want to say goodbye. I feared that if I go back to Milan with the team and with the reaction of the players and the fans, I was afraid of not being able to leave. I can say that I ran away. I ran away from them." Mourinho hatched a plan to make a quick exit from the Bernabeu and would have got away with it had he not bumped into Materazzi by chance as he was leaving the stadium. Spotting Materazzi, Mourinho cannot hold back. He quickly stopped his car and rushed over to hug his player before he left. Their tearful embrace was captured by the world's media and soon went viral. Mourinho would later remark, "When I had these last words with Materazzi, it was like I was hugging every player." His heartfelt farewell with Marco Materazzi captured the depth of emotion he felt, a side of Mourinho that the world had rarely seen.
E em condições normais, nós somos muito melhores. E em condições normais, nós vamos ser campeões.
This is the mentality of Jose Mourinho. This is why so much player and fans love him. We can see thousands of supporters packed into Fenerbahçe Stadium in Istanbul. Jose Mourinho got a hero's welcome as he was unveiled as Fenerbahçe's new head coach. Speaking to those in attendance, he said, "Normally a coach is loved after victories, but in this case I feel I am loved before victories." This is why Mourinho is a special one. He is welcome almost everywhere in the world. Click the video here to watch more amazing football content. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss our next video.